Hey, what's going on, guys? Vega here from Serpent X Special Forces. And earlier this month in January 2020, I said I was going to try to start a new segment where I'm going over what the most profitable coins to mine for that week was. But with time, life, and just general things that I got to get done, especially with the launch of the RX 5600 XT, I have been unable to keep up with it. But I have been recording the data. So instead of being a weekly thing, I figured I'd turn it into a monthly thing, and I have been collecting the data over the past month of January. And yes, this may not tell us what the most profitable coins moving forward is. I have a feeling if we look at the history, we can kind of use that data to kind of look and see what coins may be profitable for the upcoming month. So we're going to be looking at January, all 31 days, hopefully giving us some type of projection or information for the future for the month of February. Now, I turned to Twitter and I asked, and I did ask, even though I didn't want to assume, what GPU on the AMD side would you suspect that, small scale, mid-size scale mining operations utilize? What type of AMD GPU? Everybody came around with the RX 480s, 580s, 590s, because they're relatively the same as far as using AMD GPUs to mine, because they're relatively cheap. I mean, if you look up an RX 580 right now, you can still get them brand new. You can also go to the used GPU market to get a decent price, but they're going to be, sub 180s or 180s thereabouts and below. And on the Nvidia side, we still are using the GTX 1660. I feel that's kind of like the middle ground, because it performs like a 1070, but it's priced pretty well, especially if you turn to the used GPU market as well. But unless you're getting the top end models, it's going to be below 280. So it is a little bit more expensive, but I find it to be the middle guy. Not as powerful as the 1080 Ti's, and not as low as the 1060, 3 gig, 6 gig, whatever you want to choose. So these are the cards that I chose: the 1660 Ti for the Nvidia and the RX 580 for AMD. Now, looking at the data here, if we look at today, which is already in February 2nd, we can see Ethereum is still keeping up there. Ethereum Classic, which had a nice run. Grin, Pearl, Haven, BitTube. I keep on messing up this name. Callisto. I keep on saying Castillo because that's one of that's my son's last name, my stepson, but it's Callisto. Elysium, Quark Chain, and Ubiq. I almost want to say Ubiquity on that one too. Same thing with coin calculators, and these calculators are just a rough estimation. They're not exact, so you would have to fine tune and support the products that you like and that you feel will be have strong development for the future, and jump on those products that you want. But using these calculators, this just gives us a rough estimation, and then we take that data and do what we will with it, supporting the products that we love and know or hope that they will be around and do some good things in the future. So Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, Grin, Callisto, Quark Chain, Aeon, Zero, Ether Inc., Xano, Z Classic, all that good stuff. I made some charts for us here. We see that Bitcoin was having a nice little pump there. If I get out of the short term, we need to look at the long term. Had a nice little pump there, and has been sitting stable over the 9,000 range, which is why all the Vegeta memes and stuff came out. But last night it dropped down to what? Not last night. Where did it drop? There's last night. Dropped down to 9,200 and then pumped back up. A couple of people just trading in between here, which is good. But with that, it also brought up some of the altcoins, so we can see some of the altcoins are performing well. I don't really like to look at the USD value. I like to look at the BTC value to see how some of these altcoins are performing. Of course, some of them we can't mine as a whole. I would like, I don't know if CoinMarketCap has the capability, but I would like to see a section, kind of like whether it's in tools or resources or whatever, a section where it only lists the coins that are mineable. Because you know how some of the coins they say are mineable and some aren't. Like let's see here, for example, right right here. So Litecoin is a coin and it's mineable. So group all of these mineable coins into a list, and then we can actually sort by, you know, change in 24 hours, 7-day graph, whatever. Well, you can't sort by 7-day graph, but, you know, circulating supply, volume, price, all that. We can sort by whatever metric we want, but it would only be the coins that are mineable. I think that would be a very interesting feature. If CoinMarketCap can make that happen, I might tweet them out. If you're interested in that, help me out, and you know, hit them up on Twitter to see if they can make just a list of mineable coins. That'd be very interesting. But to wrap up this video, let's go ahead and look at what happened for the month of January 2020. So Nvidia, the top cryptocurrencies. Let me make sure you guys can see this real quick. Top cryptocurrencies is Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Zcoin, Swap, Eternity, Rio, Anon or Anonymous, Zell, Z Classic, and I know Aeon Beam, Bitcoin Gold had a tear there. Zero came in for a little bit, but this is over the past 31 days. So for over the past 31 days, out of the top 10 coins that were mineable, the top mineable cryptocurrencies, really you're looking at this area right here in the center of your screen. So Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Zcoin, Swap, Eternity, Rio, Anonymous, Zellcoin. And that's pretty much where I would cut it off at. Yes, Z Classic has been, you know, building up. Aeon has been building up. But you're looking at what were the top profitable coins to mine throughout most of the month. And then for AMD side, and I know Ethereum Classic can't fit on the screen, we got Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, of course, Pearl, Quark Chain, BitTube, Haven, Ethergem, Elysium, Callisto, Rio. And then, of course, Block showed up there, Ubiq, Conceal, Z Classic, Anonymous, and Aeon. So the coins that I would say for the month would stop right around Callisto, Rio for AMD type GPUs, because they will trade spots. You know, some of the coins are jumping up and profitable today, maybe the next 2 days, but then after that they fall off and they're not as profitable for the next 5 days. So it's really up to you. Looking at this information, it's up to you to make a decision on what projects you want to support and that you feel has the best. I always take a look when I'm looking at a project. I always like to look at what it's doing on social media, what it's doing with its GitHub, what is it doing to build up. You don't want something that's a stagnant project, because if you start mining that currency and that project goes stagnant, the dev team leaves, because a lot of dev teams do a project, it doesn't go as well as they want, then they switch to a different project, and then everybody jumps to that coin, and it just keeps going, and then we have a whole bunch of shit coins, which is why the term shitcoin came around. But make sure the project that you're interested in is something that the community is involved with. It's got good developers. The developers are continuously working. You can check out their announcements, check out their GitHub, make sure that there's being updates done, not just to their wallet, but, you know, trying to improve overall, at least a roadmap that you can sufficiently say, hey, these guys are working towards something. They have a goal and they're trying to achieve it. But that is the list of my top 10 shitcoins, altcoins, whatever, mineable coins for both AMD and Nvidia. Again, let me show you this list one more time. Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Pearl, Quark Chain, BitTube, Haven, Ethergem, Elysium, Callisto for AMD has been the top profitable coins to mine for the month of January. And then for Nvidia, we have, again, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Zcoin, Swap, Eternity, Rio, Anonymous, Zell, and we'll cut it off there. So I hope you got some useful information out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe for more content like this. I not only do a little bit of crypto, but I do some tech-related reviews, as you may see with my GoPro Media Mod, which I'm going to try to use to make relevant and better quality content for you guys. And yeah, comment, let me know your thoughts below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, guys.